Imagine discovering a collection of books so dangerous that possessing them could cost you your life. Imagine rulers becoming so terrified of certain ideas that they ordered them erased from history. Then imagine those books surviving anyway, hidden beneath Egyptian sand, waiting 1600 years for the right generation to uncover them. In 1945, near Nag Hammadi, Egypt, that moment arrived. An ordinary farmer struck the earth and uncovered a sealed clay jar. Inside were 13 ancient codices containing texts that had vanished from history. What they revealed was not merely a different religion, they revealed an entirely different understanding of reality itself. To understand these texts, we must travel back before creation, before stars, before angels, before heaven, before religion, before the universe itself. According to the Apocryphon of John, there exists the monad, the one, the infinite source, the invisible spirit, not an old man in the sky, not a cosmic king sitting on a throne. The monad is pure awareness, pure consciousness, pure being, beyond form, beyond thought, beyond language. The monad simply is. From the infinite source emerges what the texts call the pleroma, the fullness. Imagine an ocean of living intelligence, infinite light, infinite harmony, infinite wholeness. Within this fullness exist divine emanations known as aeons, expressions of truth, wisdom, life, love. And among these aeons is Sophia, wisdom. But Sophia attempts to create independently, outside perfect harmony, outside the fullness. And from that act emerges something unexpected, something incomplete, something distorted. The Demiurge does not know he is incomplete. He does not know he came from something greater. He believes he is the highest power in existence. Imagine being born inside a room and never seeing beyond its walls. Eventually, you would believe the room is all that exists. That is the Demiurge, blind to the realities above him, blind to the monad, yet convinced he is God. According to these texts, he looks upon his creation and declares, I am God, and there is no other. The Gnostic writers saw this not as divine certainty, but cosmic ignorance. The Demiurge creates rulers, called Archons, governors, authorities, powers that help maintain humanity's state of unconsciousness. But they do not need chains. They do not need prisons. They only need distraction, fear, division, conflict, noise. Because a consciousness that never remembers itself remains easy to control. Then something unexpected happens. A spark of divine light is placed within humanity, a fragment of the infinite, the divine spark. Suddenly, humanity contains something the Demiurge cannot fully dominate. According to these texts, you are not merely a body, not merely a personality, not merely your history, not merely your fears. Something eternal exists beneath all of it. But humanity forgets. Generation after generation, people begin identifying with labels, status, religion, politics, success, failure, and eventually they lose all memory of their true nature. The Gnostic diagnosis is simple. Humanity suffers from spiritual amnesia, like an eagle raised among chickens, like a prince raised as a servant, like an heir convinced he is a beggar. The tragedy is not what they are. The tragedy is what they believe themselves to be. Then Jesus appears, and this is where everything changes. In these writings, Jesus is not primarily presented as the founder of a religion. He appears as an awakener, a revealer, a liberator of consciousness, someone who enters the dream to wake the dreamers. The Gospel of Thomas preserves one of his most explosive statements. If you bring forth what is within you, What you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. The solution is not outside you. The treasure is not outside you. The kingdom is not outside you. Jesus then says, the kingdom is inside you and outside you. When you know yourselves, then you will become known. Do you see what he is doing? He is dismantling religion as a geographical project. The kingdom is not hiding in the sky. It is not waiting beyond death. The distance between you and the kingdom is not measured in miles. It is measured in awareness. The greatest ignorance is not failing to know God. The greatest ignorance is failing to know yourself. Because hidden beneath the self you were taught to be is the self that remembers. Then we encounter Mary Magdalene, not as a background character, but as a symbol of awakened consciousness. The soul that remembers, the soul that rises beyond fear and limitation. Then comes the Gospel of Philip, a text that teaches that truth arrives clothed in symbols. Everything visible points towards something invisible. Everything external points towards something internal. Then comes the Gospel of Judas, perhaps the most controversial text of all, a text that forces us to confront a difficult possibility. Reality is often hidden behind appearances. Truth frequently hides where nobody thinks to look. Now ask yourself a dangerous question. What happens to systems built on fear when people stop being afraid? What happens to rulers when individuals remember who they are? The Nag Hammadi texts were dangerous because they encouraged remembrance. A person who discovers a direct connection to the source becomes difficult to manipulate, difficult to shame, difficult to control. And perhaps that is why these texts were buried. Perhaps the greatest secret hidden in the sands of Egypt was never the identity of God. Perhaps it was the identity of humanity. Perhaps the Demiurge is every false identity you have mistaken for yourself. Perhaps the Archons are every force that keeps awareness asleep. Perhaps Sophia's fall is your fragmentation. Perhaps the Pleroma is the wholeness you have spent your entire life searching for. And perhaps Jesus did not come to create followers. Perhaps he came to create rememberers. If the divine spark is already within you, what exactly are you waiting to remember? Subscribe to Dominion Come, because the greatest discovery is not hidden in ancient books. The greatest discovery is hidden within you.